computer. Hello, everyone. We're so glad you could join us tonight on the Hive. I'm Vickie Hacking. I'm a Jafra ambassador, and I've been with Jafra. This is my 61st year in Jafra. So I have to say that we are so glad to have you. This is just a place where we come together. We have top leaders, and we have new leaders, and we have consultants, and we welcome all of you for being here tonight on our call with us. We call this the Hive, and we call this is what we're doing, buzzing. And afterwards, after we finish the call, you can stay on with us and ask questions or just talk and chat. A lot of you stay on a long time. But anyways, I'm on the East Coast, so I'm coming to you from Florida. And we are just so glad that you could join us tonight because we have a very, very talented woman that has been with Jafra for many, many years. She's going to introduce herself, tell you a little bit about herself. But we have some questions. We will be interviewing Cheryl Sykes. She lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And so she's on the East Coast with me. And I'm looking forward. She has a lot of success behind her. She just got back from Hawaii and won the Jafra Hawaii trip. She's won many trips and she's won many cash bonuses. So we have someone that is a voice of experience to be with us tonight. So here we go, Cheryl. Why don't you take it away?
Thank you so much, Vickie. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And you have been a wonderful mentor to me over my 35 years that I've been with Jafra. It'll be 35 in July that I've been with Jafra. So thank you. I still remember seeing you as a consultant when I was a consultant in Florida many years ago. So I still remember that. Remember the room, remember the whole thing. So anyway, I joined Jafra back in 1991 after having used the products for about 8 years and promoted to manager in 92. And I've been all the way up to bumping at DD2 and then back down the road again. And so now I'm focused on going back up that hill and hopefully it will all happen in the near future.
Well,
So I've seen it all actually. So I love Jafra. I love our products. I love helping people. I love working with consultants as well as clients. And I like helping people look and feel good and get things that they need through our lineage program. So,
well, Cheryl, tonight we're going to talk to you a little bit about that. We've got some questions prepared for you.
okay.
I'd like to ask you, what do you love about Jaffa today? Because I just cut through sharing, but what do you love about the program today?
Um, I love how easy it is for people to make good money because consultants start out at 40% commission. And they can go to 50% commission, but that's really top of the industry. So, I mean, I think when you're looking at it from the standpoint of consultants being able to get a good bang for their buck for the time that they invest, I think that's very exciting.
I do too. I agree with you. I think it's just really easy for people to join our company. And the
Hmm.
fact that we get a free website, you know,
Yes.
we
Hmm.
actually, of course, I'm here in Florida right now. And so I meet a lot of people that are from other nations and from other places, and they're here and they're reestablishing themselves. And when I talk about the free website and that you can actually use that website to to make money, that is really, really exciting. I mean, you don't have to have a social security number to come in anymore. Now, to get paid, you do. So
Hmm.
I don't know what the other options that they do on that is, but still having your own website to assist you in starting your business and not having to have a social security number and still you can get involved with the company and buy the products. I
Hmm.
think that's pretty terrific. So now because you're very good at fielding, Cheryl, and you're good at doing tabletops. So of course, when I thought about making these questions up, I had to go with fielding and I had to go with tabletops. I got a lot of things here. But I mean, when I think about you, I think, you're out there all the time meeting people and talking to people. And so I want to ask you, what do you say when you after somebody says to you, "Oh, Jafra, what's Jafra?" You got oh, you're with Jafra. Well, what is Jafra? Well, what do you do? How do you say?
I kind of, well, I basically just go with the basic answer. I say if they say they've never heard of Jafra, I say, well, it's your lucky day. I say, because we've advertised by word of mouth for the past 70 years. I lead with us being, a 70-year-old company. And that's kind of a wow comment to people. But I just they say, I've never heard of Jafra. And I just say, it's your lucky day, you know? Um, but I just say, we're a 70-year-old international skincare and cosmetics company, and we compete with the upper echelon companies that you find in department stores, but we don't advertise. So you get all of the quality and none of the price.
Yeah. Okay, so then, this is really kind of hard when you're meeting people. How do you get their phone number? How do you get the contact information? Do you have a way to tactfully do that?
Um, well, it varies by the person because, somebody they're like at my pop up at the farmers market. Um, I have a little pad out there for people to fill out if they want to be on my mailing list, and some people do, some people don't, and that's okay. But if I strike up a conversation with people and they're interested, they're not shy about giving you their phone number. So you've really got to figure out what their need is when you're talking to them. What void can you fill? And then you say, well, how can I get in touch with you? How can we follow up? We need to do whatever, based upon whatever the conversation is. But it's just, you've got to fill the need. And like, for instance, a woman came up to the table Saturday before last, and she, her mother had sold Jafra in California when she was a teenager. And she and her friend would go door to door looking grubby and say, hi, we're so and so. And then they'd come back after washing their face and cleaning up with Jafra, and they'd say, this is what Jafra will do for you. So they did all that, while they were teenagers to help her mother sell Jafra. But she wanted to get things for her mother for Mother's Day. And luckily I had what she wanted to get at home. So we had to follow up. But, talking to her, was just figuring out what she wanted, what she needed. And it's natural when they see that you can fill a need, it's like turning the cookie jar over. They'll give you their name, their phone number, their address, their email. They'll give you anything, credit card number, the whole nine yards. Another woman I met at another place I do a pop-up, and she she's looking for skincare. She actually is looking for skincare. So again, it's very natural that she wants me to call her to set an appointment. So, I think that what I do is I lead with figuring out, it's not me spewing out information, it's me asking questions and figuring out what part of Jafra can help them. And then once you do that, they'll give you their number.
Well, let's hear some of those questions. What kind of questions are you asking them?
Just tell me about what you're using to take care of your skin.
Keep going.
And then they'll tell you. I say, do you have any concerns? Is anything, you need? And they may say no, they may say yes. And if they say no, I mean, if you can tell that they're not really engaging, they're kind of blowing smoke, if you will.
Yeah, let
Um,
this be through. Yeah.
then I segue to a different subject, and I just ask them, if they've got any big plans for the summer, whatever. I don't push it to try to get their name and number if I can see that they're not overly interested in
And Cheryl,
talking.
that is so important what you just said, because we're not there to just sell, 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 sell.
No.
Oh,
Hmm.
it's I care about you. I'm
Hmm.
interested. What are you doing here? Do you live here? Just, you know, things that so that then you're bringing them into the conversation. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're seeing, where can Jafra fit in? Where can, so in other words, a lot of times just being friendly and
Yeah.
meeting people and just talking to them, right? It's
Yeah. I mean, I had two of the eyeshadows out last Saturday, and a woman that I have known, I mean, we go to church together. I've known Jan for, gosh, 30 years probably. She's never bought anything. And we were talking about grandkids, we were talking about everything, we were talking about whatever, and skincare and whatnot. And she just glanced down at the eyeshadows and she said, I don't know if I could wear those colors. And I just took a little bit and rubbed it on the back of her hand and showed her how well they blended and whatnot. And just doing that simple act of just saying, well, these will look really good on you. She ended up buying an eyeshadow.
there you
So, and that's not a big sale, but the thing about it is that it's a foot in the door with her. Because once she's using that and she likes it, and I'll put some skincare samples, in with the eyeshadow when I deliver it so that she can try something, then it's just kind of like that old drip marketing thing.
yeah. Okay, now you're famous for pop-ups. I call them tabletops, pop-ups. Okay, so
Well,
what
Dia is the master.
I know she is. Well, she'll be another time. All
Mhm.
right, now let's walk us through what it is. Walk us through how you go about finding a place to set one up. Could you just give us a little, you know, intro?
Um, you just need to ask and not be afraid to ask. I'll use an example of one of my consultants who wants to build and grow. I was telling you, you got to find somewhere to go. You got to find somewhere where you can see the people and meet the people. And she lives in Crawford, Georgia, and Crawford is about this big. Okay. She went to the library because they have a community room. The library charges her $10 to use that room as long as she wants. And so I went over there to do a table with her, and people coming in and out of the library stopped by. So, that was one way. She just asked if she could use, she inquired about the community room. She saw there was a community room and she inquired about it. She also went to a little coffee shop in the area, and she asked the owner, it was a mom and pop coffee shop, not a chain or anything. Um, she asked if she could set up a table. And he said, yeah, you can come anytime you want. So a lot of times we assume the negative when you're going to get a positive. And you'll never know if a business is going to let you do something like that unless you ask. And the worst they can say is no. And
And
so,
so,
huh?
I can't tell who it is.
Did somebody
Okay.
have a
Yeah,
question?
can we silence that? Okay, go ahead, Cheryl.
So, I
It's
mean,
just
you never
someone.
know. You just got to ask. You just got to look. If you see somewhere that looks like it would be a great place where there's a lot of traffic, then, you know, ask. I was listening to something on NPR the other day, and it was where they give advice to businesses that are starting up. And one bit of advice that they gave was to Google in your area where the 5 top places are for foot traffic. Just ask where are the top 5 places in Sandy Springs for foot
Okay, you
traffic.
could do that on chat, couldn't you? You could.
You could do it on chat. You can do it. The Google AI will answer you as well. And it will come back with the 5 places that have the most foot traffic. And those are I mean, just kind of cull it from there, just go down that rabbit hole with it and see which places would be good places for you. You could say which strip shopping centers in Biloxi have the most foot traffic. Which day of the week do they have the most foot traffic? But that's going to tell you where people are going. And then you can zero in to see if there are any businesses there, if there's a local clothing store or a hair salon or something like that that doesn't sell makeup. Um,
I think you could even ask chat, where would there be an opportunity for me to show my products using my tabletop? I mean, you could actually tell
well,
chat.
you could, but I mean, you need to be more specific than that because you want to say, you want to kind of give it more, you want to
Well, yeah,
narrow
you
your
have to tell
focus
chat what
in.
a
Yeah,
tabletop is. You'd have to go through the
right.
whole thing and then say, do you have any recommendations?
But knowing where the foot traffic is in your
Yeah, that's hot.
community
I love
is
that.
is is key because that tells you where people are.
So Cheryl, let's go back. What is a tabletop? Because there might be some people that will be watching this that go, what are they talking about? Pop up. What are they talking about?
It's just putting a table up somewhere and demonstrating products for
You put
people
it
to try and buy.
and you put a tablecloth on. What do you do? What do you put on there? That you keep it simple, right? Or not?
I keep it simple. I mean, I try. I don't. I keep it simple. I like having, and Dia does a good job of this as well, but I like having a lot of space on the table so that people can see stuff. So it doesn't look like you're the bag lady. Um, and I try to take something from each product line. I go through the brochure and I just pick a couple of things from that product line. From each product line, I take a couple of fragrances, I take a couple of color things, I take a few skincare things, and I take some body care stuff. Just one or two offers from each line. So I've only got like 8 things. So it doesn't take me long to set it up. And you have order forms, you have your business cards, but you want the display to look inviting. So, doing flowers to, or whatever you want to make your table look inviting. I've thought about, as I was sitting at the farmer's market, and I wasn't getting a whole lot of people coming up, initially. And I thought, well, what could I do differently next time I'm here to draw more people in? And
Yeah.
I noticed that there are a lot of families that come to the farmers market. So the next time I go, which will be the first weekend in June, I am going to do baby stuff because I can do some nice displays and have some nice, things that look babyish that'll attract people because mothers will come for baby things. And just, I'm going to see if that works. The other idea that I had was to do 3 baskets of samples. Um, and just give away samples, and for that, they are going to have to give me their name and phone number and whatnot. But just having samples, um, with a
Okay, so
tried,
do you not do the lip stain, the little dot of the lip stain? Does everybody get a little dot of lip stain, or do you not do that? I mean, if I were doing tabletops, that would be one thing I would make sure everybody did as I did. Dia, do you do that? Do you put the little dot? You don't put the dot of the lip stain here, huh? You guys, okay?
no, I mean, I can try that too, but no,
Well, I'm just
I
saying, you
didn't,
wash your hands, whatever. It's a
yeah,
visual. Oh, there's
yeah.
that dot that lady put on me.
Right. Well, that's a great thing to do. I mean, when you're sampling the lip stains, that is a great thing to do.
It's
Because they won't wash off.
ah.
And but I don't know. I mean,
Okay, that's
so
okay. I just kind of wondered because I mean, to
yeah,
me, it's like I That's something that I always like to do when I'm
Mhm,
talking to people and say, "Oh, you got to try this," and I pull it out of my purse and say,
mhm,
"Everybody's wants their lipstick to stay on."
mhm.
Usually, you think. So Dia, then let me not Dia, but let's go ahead and keep going, Cheryl. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at my notes here. We talked what a tabletop is. We talked about how it is. That's been your go-to for years, though, hasn't it, to bring new people together? What are some of the other places that you go? Church?
I don't do them at church. We don't do things like that at church.
Well, I meant talking to people. I mean, that's a
Oh,
big
I talk to
networking.
people.
Where are your
Yeah.
networking places that you find people?
I I belong to a couple of uh groups, business type groups. One is a group called Win that is professional women. I've had a lot of business generated through Win. And it's not necessarily a networking lead passing type of a group. It's a group where we work to enrich, professional development type group. And just talking to people and asking what they do, and they ask what you do, and it just it just flows from meeting people and being friendly and developing that relationship. So I've gotten a lot of business through ProWin. The East Cobb Business Association is another group that I belong to. They have a women's luncheon once a month. Um,
Now, that's something you could ask Chat. You can
and
ask Chat
yeah,
GPT what kind of
what what professional women's organizations in your area.
and they
I go
go
to
right into
chamber
the area.
events,
Right.
I mean, but I just go where people are.
Yeah.
And you got to show up, and that's just it. You can't go here, there, and yonder. You've got to give before you get.
Right. That's well said. Well said. Okay, so here we go. Are you building an online business?
Not as much as I should be.
Okay, so just kind of had to ask you because that's something that some
Mhm.
of us do.
It's on my to-do list.
Okay, it's on your to-do list. Okay, do you do anything? Okay, so you're not, what about social media? You're not doing anything with social media, are you?
I am hit or miss when it comes to social media. If I'm doing a tabletop or if I'm thinking about it, then yeah. If I'm out, yes, then I do, but I need to be more proactive about
All
that.
right, so you're still doing the original way of Jafra in a way because of the years you've been in. You're still doing the selling and the delivering and the packaging. You're not doing that. What do you tell us how you're getting the products to the people?
Well, I do deliver some. I mean, some I deliver, some I mail, some people pick up from me. I mean, yeah, I do that. I don't, some
They're
people
not
order from my
buying,
website.
but you're not selling online where they're buying through your website.
Oh, I have website customers. I do.
How do you promote that? Do you use a QR code? What are you doing to get people
Yep,
to?
I do use a QR code. I have yeah, right here. Just lay it on the table. Visit my website. Um Join my mailing list. Yeah, I do use QR codes for that. I have those on when I do a pop-up. Um and actually one of my consultants' husbands has a 3D printer, and he made me a QR code that it's like a coaster. I mean, it's nice. It's like 4 inches square, which is really nice. It can sit on a table and
Yeah, that
be
people
there.
could go by and get. Okay,
Yeah.
now we're going to talk a little bit about building a team because you're pretty good at doing that. You've built teams and you are good at keeping your consultants. So we're going to just switch a little bit on that because you had an idea that I just thought it was great. You are getting people to place $200 orders. Uh, and so tell us how that program works. We've got a lot of leaders on.
Well, right now well, last month I had 17 people placing 200 plus orders. This month so far, it's like seven. Um, but I was thinking about, when we changed the manager requirements to having to have the 5 orders at 200.
Yes.
that's what got me thinking about what can I do? Because I have tried every type of recognition plan in the world, and th- none of them have stuck or moved people like I've wanted it to be. And some of them have been more trouble than they're worth for me for monitoring it and keeping track of it. Um, but I got to thinking that, well, reward you got the first half of the month, reward people for put their names in a drawing for doing a $200 order. So when we have at least 10 people between the 1st and the 15th, or between the 16th and the end of the month, when there are at least 10 consultants in the branch who do an order like that, then their name goes in a drawing for a $25 gift card from me. And it can be to anywhere. It can be to Starbucks, it can be to Chico's, it can be to Walmart, it can be to Amazon. I don't care where it is. They just tell me where they want their gift card. But we have to have 10. And there was one time where I did 3 drawings. We had over 30 people that had placed a $200 order in that 2-week period. And people love it. I mean, they absolutely they respond to it. And we do the drawing on our weekly team time, right after the 15th of the end of the month. And I do the wheel where you just punch the button in the middle and it randomly chooses a name
Is
so
that
they can
something you do
see.
on your, is that you do that on the phone,
No, Zoom call, Zoom
a
call.
Zoom call? Okay.
On our Zoom call. But it's very simple to explain. You place a $200 order between the 1st and the 15th, 200 or more order, 1st and the 15th. Your name goes in a drawing for a $25 gift card. And um and then that
Well,
I promote it every week in my newsletter.
you promote it. Oh, you do send out a newsletter every week.
Every week. I send out a newsletter every Monday.
And then on that, is it just kind of an email newsletter where you
Yeah,
just kind of type it in?
I
It's
do
nothing
it through
fancy or
MailChimp.
anything like that. You just do, here it is. You have a lot of, and you put the Jafra graphics probably in, right? The newsletter, because I know that
Yeah.
Rochelle does that.
I have a section at the top that's just, hot new stuff, news that's hot. And then there's a recognition section, and then there's a training section when they can get in, how they can get involved for training, and a section on sponsoring, and then links for whatever.
Love.
So, thank you, Cecilia. So but I just do those 2 drawings, and that's it.
Okay.
And I think some of that's been why we've had such good, strong growth this year over last year. I've told Linda Wright about it, and she's started doing it. She's had good results with it. But it's simple, it's easy to track, it's random for the whoever is the winner. Um, and I don't publicize it on social media because it's a drawing, and so, but I do promote it through my email and through, texting. And that's the other thing that I do a lot. I do communication through project broadcast with my team.
Yeah, where it's all personalized, has their name in
Hmm.
it,
Hmm.
and I love that. You helped me so much with that
Hmm.
also. Yeah, you're quite good at that with the project broadcast. Got that down. All right, so now let's just say I would like to know if anyone I haven't been watching the chat. Are there any questions that have been asked to Cheryl that I'm not seeing because I'm not looking at it?
Let's see. Rochelle said there's a drop down when you shop to Q bestsellers. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Um, and she said they do have baby baskets at the flea markets. So that's it. No other, if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Yeah, put your questions in the chat if you have any. So now I think you've kind of covered a little bit of this, but I'm going to ask it again. What keeps people loyal to you? Because that's what you've done. You've built a really good client base and a consultant base of people that are loyal to you. And I think you've told us that you're doing those, one every week, a blast out, an email blast out to everyone. That would keep people really loyal to you. anything else that you can think of that keep people loyal to you with Jafra?
I remember things about them. Like if somebody tells me, that they, I don't know, have a child graduating or grandchild graduating from high school or college, you know, next time we talk, I'll ask them about it. I mean, if so and so has not been well, I'll ask them about it. I mean, I just remember things about people to stay connected to them.
Yeah,
And I just make it about them, not me. And so, I mean, if if somebody remembers that you've got a grandchild that loves to play soccer, then, then it's just taking an interest in them.
right. So I've got my computer saying my internet is unstable. You guys, am I being wobbly? It's just,
No.
I
So
don't know.
Dia asked me if I sent weekly emails to clients as well. No, that's also on my to-do list. I did it for a while, but I was being too detailed and it was taking up too much time. And that's something that I need to work back into to find a way that I can do that. Most of my, I do, I do client emails like monthly. Um, but I've got to find a way to be more proactive with it. Um, I do send out targeted texts to clients when I know they like a certain product and it's in a weekly special. I do that. And since I keep my books, if you will, through QuickBooks, I can easily see who buys what, who's a royal almond lover. And whenever there's a good special on it, I can just go into QuickBooks, find out who that is, and just bing, send a text out and see if they're interested and just say, hey, they're on special this week. So I do that, but I don't do it as consistently as I should.
Well, how does QuickBooks, how does that work? I mean, I thought QuickBooks is more like for taxes, but
Well,
you
it's
put your,
bookkeeping. It's
it's a book, you
bookkeeping.
put all your clients on there. That's how you keep track of your
Yeah,
clients.
I keep track. I mean, like I post, for instance, if you were a client of mine and you bought a Defy set, then I could go into QuickBooks and see that you bought a Defy set. Because when I post my sales, I post what you buy.
Okay.
So that gives me the history right there in QuickBooks for what you've bought over your life with me. And I
That's
can
that's really good, Cheryl. I mean, that really I would think right there would help a lot of people. What do you do for your shipping? What do you use for shipping?
um I need to get Pirate, whatever it is, Pirate, whatever. I haven't done that. I
Yeah.
just use post office. But I was charging more in shipping before Jafra went to the free shipping on the website. And when Jafra started charging $8 under $100 for a website order or free shipping for 100 or more, I mimic that with my clients. So whereas before I charge shipping on everything, if it's over $100, I I eat the shipping now. I just absorb it as a cost of doing business. Um, because I felt like, if they can get free shipping from the website, then, you know, I should do the same. Um, but I do have, it just depends upon, I don't have a flat rate for under 100. I have kind of a staggered rate. Um, but so that's, so it's free if it's over 100 for clients. Mhm.
Okay. Well, this has been, Cheryl, I think this has been a great call. I've learned a lot. I don't know. Anybody have any questions be sure you put it in the chat. So we'll ask Cheryl. But I don't know about you, but I think we have benefited so much from her time and being able to ask her, is there any words of wisdom? Let's just say, what are your closing remarks, Cheryl?
Well, I tell you, this is something that Fanny said in her weekly win last week, and I thought it was brilliant. Consistency beats intensity.
And what does that mean to you?
Well, you have to be consistent with your business instead of being flash in the pan and do nothing, flash in the pan and do nothing. I mean, consistency, slow and steady wins the race.
It does.
So doing something, making sure you do something each and every day to move your business forward.
Well said. Well said. Well, I want to thank you, Cheryl. Again, any last comments? Anything else that you would like to leave us with?
I love you all.
Well,
I'm
we love you too.
I'm glad we're all here together. I don't think that I have anything magical. I think all of us have, know what to do. And many times it's just that we
We
don't
all have
do
stayed,
it as
haven't we?
frequently. Yeah, we just don't do it as frequently as we should and could. So just do it like the Nike commercial.
Yeah, just do it. That's right.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to uh, close the call tonight. We're going to close a little early and we'll stay and we will, you could ask questions, you could talk, you can chat, you can buzz, whatever. I'm not going to stay on the buzz tonight, but we're so glad that Cheryl could be with us. Wow, what a great thing. And we'll be having other people throughout. I've got a whole list of people and you know who you are that I will be calling. So, all of you, if you'd like to stay tonight and talk, but we want to remind you that I have a WhatsApp uh, platform. It's great for sharing with you if you're a new consultant or if you're someone that is not a Jafra leader, you have another platform. Mine is open to consultants, whereas the other platform, I think Dia, yours is leaders. Am I right? Do you want to put a plug in for it?
Yeah, it's not mine.
Well, I know, but
But
for you, you're running it. I think you're running it.
I'm one of the lucky administrators.
Yes, you're
Yeah, it
the
is for
administrator.
leaders. And so yeah, I think it's a good group. We don't share as much as we should. And I'm part of this. I complain a little bit more than we should. So yeah, so we could flip that to more sharing and less complaining. And I'm talking to myself too. Um, but I do want to say something. We have the Facebook General Market Leader and Consultant Group. You all remember that one that
Yeah,
Jackie started a long time ago?
right,
Well, that's
right.
still up and
Let's
running.
announce that. What is it's Beauty Insiders.
No,
Jafra?
no, no.
No.
That's the Jafra group, Jafra Beauty Insiders.
Okay,
That's
right.
corporate. That's run and that's got a lot of good training on it. But we still have the General Market Leaders and Consultants Facebook group. And that's where we share things. And our previous regional sales managers, whatever their title was, would always post things there. And then we would also share things that we're doing. Like I'll put my tabletops there or whatever. Any kind of ideas. It's a good place to ask questions. But the one thing is I am an administrator for that too, with Lori Alley. And people ask to join. So when they become a consultant, they can ask to join that group, just like they asked to join Jaffa.
Have you got the joining thing there that you can put in our chat?
No,
Okay,
I
I'm
don't
going to
have
put
it
mine in
handy.
just so
You just
you
have to
all
go to
know.
the Facebook group. People, but my point is people are joining, people want to join and they're not even Jaffa consultants. So every day there's a few people joining and there's questions to answer, like, are you a Jaffa consultant? Who sponsored you? Who's your manager? When did you start? And do you agree to the group rules? Most of the people, I'd say 90% of the people do not answer any of those questions. Some people answer a couple, and some people might have a typical name, so I can look and see if they have a website. So if they
Yeah,
have a website, I know they're a Jaffa consultant. But someone like me, maybe my name wouldn't come up because I go by Dia, but my full name is Dorothea Collins. And some people have nicknames that they use on Facebook. So you can't even find their website if they have one. A lot of people from Mexico are trying to join. I don't even know if they use Jaffa or are Jaffa consultants, but just a ton of people are trying to join. Some people are inviting their friends and relatives to join that are not Jaffa consultants. So I just kind of want to put a little, message out there. Please, if you sponsor people, encourage them to join, and encourage them to answer the questions so it's easy for Lori and I to figure out who is really a Jafra consultant in the general market. So
Right.
that's all. So if you
Thank
can,
you.
I think it's a great group, but I want people sharing more. There's less sharing than there was, a year ago. So if we could do that, that'd
It's
be
a
wonderful.
great place to go.
Rochelle puts all her stuff in there, so we
Yeah, she
appreciate that.
does. Thank you, Rochelle, too. All right, well, see everybody. I'm going to end the call, and for anybody who wants to stay on and visit, they can. And thank you again, Cheryl, for a wonderful, enlightening evening. It was really very well done.
You're welcome.
There we go.